Greetings. A couple of weeks ago, I did a video titled How to Establish a Leadership Tone for Your Staff. And that was for people who are brand new to the position of being a leader somewhere. However, I probably should have started with some earlier things, talking about what to do before you actually take over that position. So I'm going to address that today. And one of the points I made the first time, I'm going to address in this particular video. Just so you know. And I'm also going to link to it. You'll see it at the end of this one, and you can go check that one out. So the first thing you need to do before your first day, you have to think back on the leaders that you've had beforehand, before you got this position. You've probably had more than one, but even if you've only had one, you need to think back and figure out what good things they had and what bad things they had so that you will follow the good stuff and not follow the bad stuff. Now that's going to be different for everybody, but it's going to set your leadership tone. And you know that there are things that you really didn't like about somebody, or there's things that you really did like about them. So you need to get that in your mind, especially if you've never led anything else in your life, because at least it gives you a foundation. It gives you something to think about. The second thing you need to do, you need to figure out what your leadership goals are. And that's kind of important also, because you have basically two types of goals. One of them should be leadership. I'm going to tell you the next one when I get to that point. So what kind of leader do you want to be? For instance, I mentioned something about just trying to stay consistent as a leader, because if you're at least consistent, whether you're good or bad, at least your employees know what they're getting every single day. But do you really want to be known as a bad leader? Do you want to be known as a micromanager? Do you want to be the type of people who's driving people away from the job? If that's not what you want to be, then you need to think about that. You need to say, what are my responsibilities as a leader? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want my employees to accomplish? And what do I want to help my employees to accomplish? If all you want to do is keep them efficient so they can do their job, okay, then at least now you know that's your goal. If you want to help some of them so they can become leaders someday, or learn new skills so that maybe they can qualify to work in another department, then that's part of your leadership goals. But you need to know what that is. Now, I'm going to say this right off the bat. If your leadership goal is to keep everybody you have exactly where they are for the rest of their lives, you're a lousy leader. I'm just going to say that. Sure, if you train everybody and they get very good at it, I can understand you thinking, you know what, this is perfect. This is exactly what I want. But that doesn't help. You always want people who want to grow. Sure, you need people who want to stay, but helping people to grow, sometimes they may say, you know what, I just want to stay here. At least they stay with the organization. If they go elsewhere, well, you know what, you probably got other people who have gone elsewhere. So think about that as far as your leadership goals. Now, here's next. What are the department goals you hope to get? For instance, the person that you replaced, did they get fired because of bad performance? Did they get fired because they were treating people bad? Did they get fired because they were a jerk? Or did they leave on their own? Did they hit the department goals? Did they hit the company goals? You have to think about it in those terms. Most businesses have number goals that they want to hit. You have a production maybe, or maybe so many calls or so much money a month. If you start with that kind of thing, then that's at least easier to get taken care of, because now you know what it is. But you also need to know, okay, did the previous person get those goals done all the time? If they didn't, then you know, okay, that's my first goal, is to get us to a place where we're at least reaching what management wants. And that's a good thing. Now, if they want better, maybe those goals were always reached, but the organization wasn't getting what they thought they needed from that, which is going to happen a lot, because let's just face the fact here. Upper management may basically just be setting arbitrary goals that they have absolutely no idea how to reach, or whether that's what's needed. But you have to start somewhere. So think about what the goals of your department are. And here's the last one. The last one is dress like you're the person in charge. Now, if you are working in a place where everyone's getting dirty and whatever, okay, that may be a little bit different. But you know what? I'm going to tell you the truth. I have seen where there's like more than one plumber who may show up at a place, and you've got one person, sometimes, most of the times, who's the one in charge. And you know what? they have a little something that's a little different than what everyone else is wearing. You know, if you're wearing those coveralls, you may think, well, everyone's dressed the same, but if you pay attention, you recognize that they're not. But if you're working in an office, you are the standard bearer. So you need to be a little bit better dressed, cleaner, whatever. You need to care about what you look like. I'm not saying that you have to look like you're in a magazine or anything like that. I'm just saying that once you move to a position of leadership, true leadership, you need to act like it in all ways. So, dress better. I'm not saying that if you're male, you have to wear a tie all the time, unless you're already wearing a tie all the time. I'm not saying if you're female that you have to wear these flowing dresses, ballroom gowns, or whatever. I'm just saying that you want to take care of what you're wearing. There's nothing saying that you can't find a nice shirt at Walmart that may cost you $10 or $15. You know, those are nice clothes. They're not expensive. You may not think, well, this isn't me looking any better, but truthfully, you know what? It could be. That's what I miss about, what was it called? Oh my God. Kmart. That's what I missed about Kmart, is that Kmart had a lot of clothes that weren't that expensive that looked kind of nice. They may not have lasted 3 or 4 years, but they looked nice. It's just something to think about. So anyway, there's 4 new points. Like I said, I'm linking to the last video so that it's something you can compare this against. And that's what I got for you today. My name is Mitch Mitchell. Let me know your thoughts on this. I'll see y'all later.